So this is a bit of a weirder video. First of all, it's taken in the evening. And I'm also reading a blanket, so this is a bit odd. But I thought today I could do a really fun video that I've been wanting to do for a little while, and then all day I was sitting here thinking, I need to get a dump of the light goes. And then I thought, do I? Because I actually feel like this is such a comfy, cozy video that like, I feel like the vibes match, just sitting here with a cup of coffee and my little pumpkin mug, my blanket on, and just chilling with you guys. So the whole point of today's video is to use my laptop, this bad boy, to go through my Amazon wish list and clear it out. So you just see that I just uploaded a unhaul of my bookshelves where I go through all of my bookshelves and unhaul them, get rid of some of the stuff that I don't want on there anymore. Well, now I want to do the same with my wish list. It's basically this place where I keep a track record of all the books I'm interested in instead of just books I want to buy. Like, they're all books I'm very fascinated by and I've heard about and I don't want to forget. But that means that sometimes there can be quite a build-up of books that maybe I don't need to permanently have on there. So we're going to go through today and just unhaul my Amazon wish list. So I'm going to scroll to the bottom and we're going to start there. Okay, so we are at the bottom of the list. And first of all, the first thing I see are 2 poetry collections by Katie Wismer. I absolutely love Katie Wismer. I have read both these poetry collections and I think I've given them both 5 stars. But I think realistically, I do not need these poetry collections physically. I enjoyed them. I had a good time with them. But do I need to own them physically? Probably not, because what am I going to do with them? You know, how often do you reread poetry? I'm not a poetry girl. So I think straight off the bat, we can remove both of those because I've already read them. Next is Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. I still want this, very much so. I bought it on Bookswap once and waited 3 months and then the girl cancelled it. And I was like, great. There's Snacks on here. The Snacks ain't going nowhere. Snacks are staying. Next we have Gifting Me to His Best Friend. This is the second book in the Touch of Taboo series. I'm keeping this, and you can see it's high priority because I own the other 2, number 1 and 3. I want number 2. Next are some highlighters for your books. Now these definitely aren't like a priority for me. And like when they say Bible highlighters, I'm assuming that means Bible page highlighters. So what I was hoping was that it wouldn't bleed through the page when I'm highlighting and tabbing and annotating, which is not something I do very often, but it's definitely something I want to do. So I think I'm going to keep them on there. The Nashville Neighborhood series. I really like The Doctor and I really like The Pool Boy. I think that's book 1 and 2. I didn't like book 3. But I think I want to keep both of those on there. I'm going to keep Bloodless Ties. It's not out yet, but I do own the first 2, so that's staying. Next is A Marvelous Light by Freya Marske? I don't know. I definitely am interested in that. I feel like everybody I've heard reviews from has really enjoyed it, so I definitely want to keep that. Next is A Gathering Dark, an anthology of folk horror. I no longer want that because I have the arc of it and I want to read that before I go trying to buy physical copies, so I'm taking that off. Next we have Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I really, really liked this book. I think I gave it a 4.5. And I would love to own it physically, but I think for now I can take this off because I have already read it and I own the other Taylor Jenkins Reids for now. I just don't think I need it physically yet. Next is Forget Me Not Bombshell, keeping that because I really want to collect all the Caroline Peckham books. Then we have Cloud Cuckoo Land. I've heard so many good things about this. And I've heard that it's a bit weird, and I don't think I've tried anything from Anthony Doerr before. So I'm going to keep this on there. Oh wait, hang on. Hang on, children, hang on. I have suspicions that I own this already, but on my Audible. So I'm going to check my Audible TBR, and if that is true, I'll take it off because I don't need to own it twice. Just patiently waiting. Goodreads is slow. I do. Okay, I take it back. I own this already on Amazon Audible, so I'm going to take it off. Then I've got Song of Forever Rains. I'm out of my YA phase, and I'm pretty sure this is YA, so it's going to go. Moon of the Crusted Snow is on Scribd, so I'm just going to listen to it on Scribd. Sweet Bitter, I'm still so interested in. I think it's revolving around a girl who works as a waitress. Like, it's all about hospitality and working in hospitality. very interested. The Virgin Suicides, I'm still super interested. I've heard a lot about it. Legends and Lattes is no longer available because it's getting traditionally published. And so annoyingly, the US is getting this cover and the UK is not. It's a pretty cover the UK is getting, but it's not this pretty. But we gotta remove it because it's not available anymore. Next is the complete Jane Austen collection. These covers are so cute. They have little, what's that word called? Animation images? No. Illustrated covers, that's not illustrated covers. And they're so cute. I have Northanger Abbey already, but it was cheaper to just buy the whole box again than to just collect the rest. So I really want to get that. I just want to read Northanger Abbey first and just see how I feel about the writing before I go investing in like 6 of her books. Then we have Hex, the Darkland Tales. Oh, absolutely. Okay, it is historical, which I'm not really a fan of, but I think it's all about women. And the king's violent crusade against ordinary women can still be felt right up to the present day. And I definitely am interested in anything about women. I think it would be, a lot of people are saying how hard it is and how upsetting it is. And as much as I struggle with stuff like that, I feel like it would be a really good read and sometimes important. You know, women go through stuff. So I'm going to keep that. 9 Liars by Maureen Johnson, definitely keeping. I'm so excited. The Memory Police, again, this one has gone on and off this wish list since I joined BookTube in 2020, like January 2020. And it just sounds so interesting and I just want to read it. And I want to read a Yoko Ogawa book, so I'm going to keep it. Next is This Winter by Alice Oseman. I didn't want to read this because it was a solitaire novella, but then everybody kept saying that it was actually more Heartstopper than solitaire, because I DNF solitaire, I really didn't like it. So I think I will still keep it on there. Next we have Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. I really want this book, but I definitely have it on Kindle, so I feel like I could take it off and read it on Kindle. But then I fancy reading it this month anyway, so I could leave it on there for now and just see, and if I don't like it this month, I'll take it off. The Paper Palace, I'm so interested in this one. Cannot wait to get my hands on that. The Portrait of a Thief. I don't actually know what that is. I just see some people who have similar reading taste to, and if they like it, I'll just read it. Ooh, it's got a 3.54 rating. I think I'm going to take it off and maybe try and read it on my Kindle if I can get a hold of it for cheaper at some point if it comes on like a sale or something monthly, because I'm not convinced by that 3.54 rating. Next is Malice. I've heard amazing things, but I'm not into YA anymore, and I just think I wouldn't like it even if I read it. And if I find it in a charity shop, I will, but for £15, it's just going to be a big fat no from me. Then we have Hook, Line and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. I have not yet read It Happens One Summer, but I'm so excited to. Like, I literally can't believe I haven't read it yet, so I'm going to leave that on there. Next is Lore Olympus, which I really like the concept of. I think I'm going to leave it on there because I still really fancy reading it. So I'm going to leave it on there for now. Then we have the Bromance Book Club. I'm really excited about that one. I think that sounds really good. Then we have Lola and the Millionaires. I'm sorry I had to do something and it took more than an hour, so I'm back quite a while later. Let me get my screen recording back on. Okay, so when I left you, we had just deleted Lola and the Millionaires because I had no idea what that book was. Next we have Dial A for Aunties, and as much as I hate this cover, I'm going to keep it in here because it sounds really interesting. Lily Donovan is killing it, sounds again so interesting. Then we have the Grimrose Girls, and I'm going to be honest, I don't remember a lot about this one, so I'm just going to do a sneaky search. I definitely think they're on Scribd, but it is on Scribd. It is on Scribd, so I'm going to take it off my wish list because I'm going to listen to it on Scribd first. Then we have Mr. Wrong Number, things with romance. They just kind of, I need to read them when I'm interested and then they're gone again. Same with Love Lockdown, I'm just not interested now. What We Harvest. Again, I don't know what that is. I wish I would learn my lesson and stop adding books that I don't know what they are to my wish list. Okay, that sounds so good. That is a YA horror and it's staying in my basket. Then we have Flock. I'm going to remove it because I have it on my Kindle and I did try and read it once and I didn't love it. So I'm just going to take that out of there for now. Naomi Novik books, I am interested in reading them, but again, I just don't want them right now. Next we have the Bridge Kingdom series, the first 3 books. I've read all of them. I really enjoyed them all, but the Inadequate Heir was my favourite. I don't think I need these on my shelves. I do like having a physical copy of all the books I love, but that's not to say I need it. So I'm going to take those out. I'm gonna be grown up, you know? Okay, next we have some Colleen Hoover books. I'm going to leave them in because I'm in my Colleen Hoover hype. Then we've got the Little Women copy, and I'm going to delete this because I have a paperback further up that's cheaper. So I'm going to delete this one, but not the whole of Little Women. I do want another copy. How to Kill Your Family, I'm interested in. I think it seems quite funny. Ivy, I'm so interested in, but I have it on Audible now, so I don't need to pay £15 for a physical. Another Colleen Hoover, more Colleen Hoover. I'm definitely interested in these books, so I'm going to keep them. More Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti, so I'm definitely interested in that. The Infinity Between Us, I think it was like a childhood lovers come back to reunite. So I'm going to keep that one because that sounds really, really interesting. Sticky tabs for annotating. I've run out. I need them. Lonely Castle in the Mirror sounds so interesting. A lot of people loving it. Going to keep it. Then we have Nanny for the Neighbours by Lily Gold. I've read a lot of Lily Gold's books now. I think I've only got one left. And I really like these what are they called? Cartoon character covers. Very deceiving. These are reverse harem, smutty romances. But I'm going to keep that. Lightlark, I'm going to take it out because even though I'm still interested in reading it, NetGalley gave me the audiobook arc, so I'm just going to listen to that. The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, I'm very much interested in. I think it sounds so good. Piranesi, I'm really interested in, but I've got so many mythology retellings. I think I need to not have any extras to add to the collection right now until I've read through what I have. I think I have like 5 to read through. So I'm going to take it out, but that is definitely not because I don't want to read it. It's definitely something I want to come back to in the future. Then we have My Year of Rest and Relaxation. I definitely want to read that. I've heard some amazing things and I think it's going to definitely be up my alley. And then I just have some romances that I heard about once and seem to add, and I don't want them. So they're going to go. Radium Girls. I'm really interested in this. It is non-fiction. I don't love non-fiction, which makes me think I wouldn't like it. But it talks about the girls from that factory. Basically, it was a factory where they dealt with radium and they didn't know the outcomes and the effects on the body of radium. And so it talks about the girls who ended up deformed and when they died because of their, they were subject to working with radium every day. As good as it sounds, I don't think I'd read it in a physical copy anyway. I think that's the kind of book you'd either read it audibly or ebook. So I'm going to get rid of that one. Then we have The Beautiful Ones by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. I've not loved any Sylvia Moreno Garcias yet. I've read one, so I really should shut up. That sounds really good. It is like historical fiction, which isn't my favourite, as I've already said like 3 times. But that surprisingly sounds good. I'm going to keep this one in. I'm surprised. Greek Myths, again. I think I want to take it out for now. I am eager to read it, but I think it's going to leave for now and come back when I've cleared my Greek mythology TBR. Then we have The Hacienda by Isabel Canas. This is the kind of book that I think everybody said was like Mexican Gothic and Rebecca. So that is exactly what I want. I don't know if I pay £16 for the hardcover. So let me have a look if it's on Scribd. I don't think it is. I haven't seen it anywhere yet that like at a decent price. So I might end up having to pay the £16. I'll leave it in there. I'll have a think about it. Murder for the Modern Girl. That cover says enough. It's enough. I'll be honest with you. I don't need to know anymore. The cover is enough. I'm keeping it. The Last sounds so good. I heard about this from Megan's channel. I don't know if she loved it. I think she gave it 3.5. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think this sounds so interesting. It's a post-apocalyptic thriller. I'm all on board. I would like to read that. Then we have My Dearest Darkest. I think obviously I went through a moment of reading, of watching somebody talking about horror. I'm assuming Gabby. But yeah, I'm really interested in The Resting Place. But again, that is £17. And we've got to take a step back and think, who's paying £17? It's on here. It's on Scribd. It's not available yet. It's available September 28th. So I'm assuming they've banned me, even though I've not listened to a book in like 2 months. So I'm going to take that off here and I'm going to listen to it on Scribd. The Manhunt is a £12 paperback, and I happen to know that Kira has the audiobook on Audible, so I'll just ask if I can sneaky listen to hers, because that's not for me. Now, My Dearest Darkest, I just need to check what that is about, because it's slipping my mind, and I don't like to know when I get the books, so I tend to try and forget. Oh, While the Girls Meets the Craft in this sapphic horror debut. You've got me. You've got me. I need to know nothing more. Yep, I'm on board. Guild, very eager to read that and very eager to get the physical copy. Cleopatra and Frankenstein, I know nothing about this book, but everything I've heard, I've loved the idea of. Ordinary Monsters, I think it kind of got a lot of hype, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm on board, I'll read it, without knowing what it was. And now I think it's historical fiction. I think. So, it doesn't sound perfect, but it does sound really, really interesting, so I will keep it. The Handmaid's Tale, very interested to read this and understand what everyone else is talking about when they are talking about it. Finding Perfect by Colleen Hoover. I'm taking it out because I know I'm interested in it, but it's part of the Slammed series, and I'd rather just read the first book first of the series and know if I want to continue. The Drowning Summer, that is a beautiful cover, but is it good? Because I don't know the synopsis. It does sound really interesting, but again, a YA, and I am getting out of my YA phase. This does sound really interesting. I think I'll keep it a little longer. The Poison Heart, I really have not liked Kaylin Bayron's other works, but this one definitely sounds like my cup of tea from the synopsis, and I'm very eager to give it a try. The Perfect Guest, again, I'm going to be honest, I don't remember it. I think Emma from Drinking by My Shelf might have talked about this. It sounds really good, but it sounds a bit messed up. I think I want to read that. That does sound really good. The Woman in the Library I'm really interested in, but I want that cover, and I don't like the UK cover, and I can't get that cover anymore. It seems to have left Amazon, so I will remove it. House of Hunger, I have not even read The Witching by Alexis Henderson yet, but I have it on my Kindle, so I'm eager to read it, and then I want to read this. I think it's coming out next month. It is coming out next month, I can see that. So I'm going to leave that in there for now, but I want to try and read The Witching before I read that, or before I buy that. Then we've got some Daphne du Maurier's. We've got Jamaica Inn, The Scapegoat, and Frenchman's Creek. Me and Jade are trying to buddy read one Daphne du Maurier a month, so these are going to stay in because I need to buy some more. Then we have the Book of Azrael. Now, what I want to check is that that's not YA. I remember it blowing up on TikTok, and I just want to make sure it's not YA. It's 841 pages? I can't do it. It's not YA, but it's new adult, but I can't read that. No, too long. The Children of Jocasta, Jade just said how much she loved this. Kiro keeps talking about Natalie Haynes. I have a lot of Natalie Haynes works on my bookshelves ready to read, so I'm going to leave this in here. Another Daphne du Maurier. Then there's the Little Women. The Little Women I was talking about, £3.39. Can't go wrong. So I'm going to leave that in and hopefully get that soon once my book buying ban is up. Then we have Atalanta by Jennifer Saint. It took me so long to notice this was Atalanta and not Atlanta. And my middle name is Atlanta, so I got really excited just to find out. And it was released, and it's releasing 2 days before my birthday. So I was really excited, and then I realised it was the wrong name. But it was close. Then we have some sweets. It's hard to find vegetarian sweets in this world, so it's nice to find them, okay? I'm not getting rid of those. Then we have Do You Dream of Terror 2? And I remember just thinking that is the exact same cover as The Martian. And I watched the Martian movie and loved it, so I think I just put it in hopes. This is YA, but when it comes to sci-fi, I'm not very clever. I cannot grasp it. I don't like YA because I always get so confused. So I think, not YA, I don't like sci-fi because I always get confused. So I think a YA sci-fi is the best way to go for me. So I'm gonna keep reading YA sci-fi. Then we have Juniper and Thorn. I think this is Ava Reed's horror. I didn't like The Wolf and the Woodsman. I DNF'd it. I think to be honest, I just got caught up in the fact that everybody was reading it, and I don't think I'm interested in this. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Then we have some more Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti books. They are staying. Then we have The Grace Year. I think again that might be a YA, but let's check what it is and if it takes my fancy. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. That is one of the best synopses I've read in a very long time. We are keeping that book. And I see why it's on my wish list now. Then we have And the Trees Crept In. Again, I couldn't even tell you the genre. So, look, I'm going to be honest with you. This is why I needed to do this unhaul. I have a problem. A young adult horror. A cursed manor. That instantly just entices me. Stay Away from the Woods. Yeah, that's fine. It can stay. The Bone Houses. I really enjoyed Emily Lloyd-Jones' other fantasy, so I was interested in reading this and seeing how it tied into the Drowned Woods. But I think I'm over it, so I'm gonna remove this one. Half a Soul. Everybody is talking about this. I think it's a Regency romance with fantasy. Bridgerton meets Howl's Moving Castle is very intriguing to me, so I think I will keep this in there. I'm very interested. Right, and then everybody's been talking about Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, so I just put it in here because I am a sheep. And then I think I found out it's a romance, and I was like, is that not... I thought it was a sci-fi? Which, why would I want a sci-fi anyway? You tell me. I don't know. Spanning 30 years. From Cambridge, Massachusetts, Massachusetts. My God, I cannot say that word. That's new. To Venice Beach. Okay, that actually sounds really interesting. That can stay. That's not what I expected, but it can stay. The Book Eaters, very interesting sounding. Carrie Soto is back. Yes, I loved the book, but I don't want to have a copy of it because that's in hardback and my other Tila Jenkins reads are paperback and I just don't want to collect them right now. Next is Jade War and Jade Legacy. Absolutely love them. They're staying. Then we have The American Roommate Experiment. Cannot wait for this, to buy this. I did say that this wasn't included in my book ban and I could actually buy it, but I'm trying to be extra well behaved, so I ended up not buying it anyway. Then we have 4 of the Animal Crossing graphic novels. I'm so intrigued by these. And I was so desperate for the first one to come out. And then when it did, it sold out everywhere and I couldn't get my hands on it. So the hype for me kind of died down. So I still don't own it. But to be honest, the excitement's coming back for me. So I'm definitely going to keep this. Then we have Yes, Roya, which is a graphic novel that Lauren recommended to me. So I'm going to keep that one in there because I'm excited to see what she means. Then we have The Legacy which is the 5th book in the off-campus series. This is like a collection of short stories. I'm going to take this off for now. We are just changing angles left, right and centre in this video. I'm so sorry, everything's going wrong. I've got an ill hamster I'm trying to look after, and I've got people trying to ring me about the hamster. It's just absolute chaos, I'm so sorry. We're back to it, okay? But now I need to put my video recorder on again. Okay, so the reason I'm getting rid of the Legacy is because I want to read it on my Kindle. I don't have it on there yet, but I'm just going to buy it on my Kindle and I'm going to read it on there. And then if I feel desperate to have it, I will. But I'm not even sure I want to keep the original 4. So why would I buy a 5th? I don't know. Same with the Briar U. Why am I buying them when I have them on I have the first one on my Kindle. And I didn't even love the off-campus series. If I read them and love them, I will then buy them. But I need to stop because this is ridiculous. Then we have a card game, Double. This will be my first purchase when I'm allowed to buy things because, wow, I'm so obsessed with this game. I cannot wait to get my own copy. Like, we had it on holiday. I just couldn't stop playing it, even on my own. I was playing it on my own. I need to get a grip. But I'm so desperate to get to that one. Then we have From Below by Darcy Coates. It looks very interesting, but I don't remember where I found this or anything like that. That is probably one of the best sounding books I've ever heard of, so that will be staying. Then we have The Lost Village, okay. For anyone who's interested, From Below was about a shipwreck that they finally uncover years later, and something is watching from the shadows. Underwater, absolutely, love it. I'm so scared of the water. It's one of my biggest fears. So getting to read a horror about it is truly chilling. I love. Then we have The Lost Village. It's documentary filmmaker has been obsessed with this old mining town dubbed The Lost Village with vanishing residents. Yeah, that definitely sounds interesting. That sounds a little too scary for me, mind. So I'm not convinced. This sounds like something that if I read it, it would just scare the hell out of me. It is on Scribd, so I'm going to save it on my Scribd so I don't, number one, have to pay £12, and also if it does get too scary for me, I don't feel pressured to keep reading because I own it. My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey, I'm really interested in reading. Little Thieves. I thought this was a YA, but it came in the Illumicrate subscription box, which is adult, so I don't know much now. Yeah, see, it's saying young adult on here, but then that doesn't make any sense. The Illumicrate did it. Well, in that case, I'm not interested. I don't want a YA fantasy. No more YA fantasy. Okay, this is another horror set around under the sea. I don't think it's set under the sea. I think it's about a woman who went under the sea. So I'm really interested in that one. The Daughter of Dr Moreau. Again, is the kind of thing that I've just put it on my wish list without actually looking at what it is, which is just a ridiculous trait to have. Because I don't even know Dr. Moreau. I know it's like some classics, isn't it? I don't know. That does not entice me at all. I'm going to remove that and I should never have put it on. Near the Bone by Christina Henry. This is one, I believe, where it's like set in a woodland and this woman's domestic abuse. Her husband's abusing her and then a monster's in the woods, but the whole storyline is the fact that the monster is really her husband. Very, very interesting to me. Definitely want to read that. So I'm going to keep that in there. Then I have How to Clean Everything by Anne Russell. I know I added this, why I added this. Anne Russell is on TikTok and she's this lady that teaches you how to clean. And everything she teaches I pretty much already know. But I just think she's such a lovely lady and she goes through so much effort to help people. And I just thought it'd be nice to support her and own her book. But the more I think about looking at that on my shelves, I'm like, where would that go? What purpose would it serve? So I'm going to take it off. But I love Anne Russell. And I'm going to keep supporting her on TikTok. Then we have Funny You Should Ask. That is definitely staying. I'm very interested in Chris Evans' interview fan fiction. Very intrigued. When Women Were Dragons, again, I'm very eager to read more about that. I think it's a feminist story where half the women turn into dragons, the other half do not. I'm interested. Love in the Time of Serial Killers. I don't remember a lot about it, but I know that whoever I was listening to talk about it, I think Olivia Reads a Latte, really enticed me with it. So I'm going to stick with that one. Same with The Dead Romantics. That sounds so interesting. Heatwave. So Kira was reading this, and I read the instructions. I read the synopsis for while she was reading it, and it sounded really interesting, but now I have no memory. No memory at all of it. So let me double check. That is a 3.19 rating. No, I'm not reading that. No. Heartbones by Connie Hoover. No, I don't need a physical copy of that. Red Thorns, a dark new adult romance. I don't need that. I don't know why that's in here. That's the kind of thing I'd get on Kindle, but I'm not paying the Kindle price for it. The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. This is like a romance with witches, a magical romance. Absolutely perfect. That is so my cup of tea. Keeping that on there. I have Babel on here. I have the arc of it, so I don't particularly need this. Plus, I don't think I'm going to love this book the way everyone else is loving it, so I'm going to take it off of here. I think such a big chunky book, I would much rather read on my Kindle. So I'm gonna take that off, but not because I don't want to read it. Then we have The Year of the Witching. I did say about that one. I do have it on my Kindle, I'm pretty sure. But let's see if it's on Scribd. The thing with horror is once you've read them once, it's not on there. Once you've read them once, I'm not going to read it again very often. It would have to be a special horror to read it again. So I think I'll leave it on here because I am interested in reading it and I would rather read it physically if I can. Then we have Lizzie Blake's Best Mistake. I'm really interested in this because I love To Brush with Love by the author. Throttled. This is apparently a special edition. I'm going to take it off. And I'm going to get it on my Kindle if I don't already have it on my Kindle. I might already have it on there. Delilah Green Doesn't Care. Everyone was talking about it, but it kind of just it's gone past now for me. I'm not interested anymore. Again, I have to read a romance when it comes out or it's not going to happen. Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. It's a Colleen Hoover. I want to read it. Professor Callahan by Kalani Booth. Kalani Booth is one of my favourite smut writers, so I'm going to keep her on there. I'm excited to read that. The House of Lost Horizons. I saw Meg pick this up. It's a murder mystery graphic novel. It's £15.40. Like, I'm not going to pay that. But it sounds so interesting. I think I'm going to leave it on there for now. I don't like reading graphic novels on my Kindle. I can't make it work for me. I have to read it on my phone and then you have to do the whole zooming in thing, so it just doesn't work. But I'm going to leave it on there for now. Okay, The Three Dahlias. Again, I remember in the same video, Megan was talking about it. But she's so into murder mysteries and I'm just not. I want to be, but I've never found like a perfect one. I'm going to be honest, the synopsis doesn't pull me in. The X-Talk I'm really interested in. The Last Housewife. I know Gabby was talking about it and that's why it's in here, but I can't remember what she said, and I only put this in like 12 days ago. It does sound interesting, but not enough for me to keep it. In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. Everybody seems to love this, and so I just added it, but I don't even know what it's about. I think it's set in a college reunion turns dark and deadly. This sounds more my cup of tea. Yeah, I would read that one. Then we have 2 box sets. Oh, that's mortifying. Vampire Diaries box set. I'm definitely interested in reading these. And I don't really understand what the difference is. One of them is the complete collection and the other one is the Stefan's Diaries collection. I've never heard of that. But I'm so interested in reading the books and seeing what they're like. I'm not sure I'll ever go ahead and pay £44 for them, but I really want to, so I've added them. Then we have Magnolia Parks. Everybody is reading this right now and they're saying it's Gossip Girl meets something and it's a toxic romance. I'm on board. I want to read it. More of Lily Gold's books. I've read all of them except for Triple Duty Bodyguards, and I will be reading that soon because I have it on my Kindle. The beautiful comic, what are they called again? Cartoon covers. Love them. Pretending by Holly Bourne. I can't remember. These are the last 3. I can't remember any of them. Sound interesting talk. Oh, I remember now. There's a girl I watch on TikTok who read the first page, and actually the first page was so good that I'm gonna keep it even though I wasn't that impressed. The Great Circle. I think I heard about this from Emma from Drinking by My Shelf. It doesn't sound like my cup of tea, I'm gonna be honest. But I'm very much a sucker for anything that's about women, and I like women. I'm gonna keep it on there for now because those reviews are good. And then there's Rock, Paper, Scissors, which I know Jade absolutely loved. Or maybe it was the same author's other book. You and Me, or something like that. Or His and Hers. So maybe she didn't love this one, but she loved the author. I'm not really a domestic thriller fan, but that does sound really, really interesting. I'm going to keep that on there for now, and I might read it more on Kindle, but I don't own it on Kindle yet. So I'm going to leave it on there and decide when I'm allowed to buy books again. That was a very interesting concept. We have definitely cleared off some space off here. Look how many have been removed. That's insane. I mean, I can't buy all these anyway. It's too many. But at least I feel like I know what a lot of these books are about now, and I don't feel so overwhelmed by this list. Definitely invested in a lot more of these books now that I feel it's been cleared out a lot. Looks really, really good. I'm so happy. So yeah, I hope this video was entertaining and not completely boring like it really might be. If you would like to see this again in like a couple of months' time once I've completely filled it and need to do this again, just let me know. If you think this is a bit boring, I'm sorry, just let me know that as well. I won't do it again. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next, hopefully more normal, well-lit video. Bye!